How's it going, everyone? This is Tom with redmondpie.com. The Golden Master for iOS 7 is finally here. Apple have just released it to developers. It is due for release on the 18th of September, and that's a public release. If you're unaware, a Golden Master edition of some software is actually the same as the public release, so this is the exact release that will be released to consumers on the 18th. Being that release is actually so close, I thought it'd be apt to do another walkthrough, but this time of the iOS 7 Golden Master edition. Okay, so let's start off with the lock screen. To be honest, with the GM, there's not going to be many new features. We've seen all of the stuff already. It's just smoothness, and obviously this is the version which consumers are going to get. So on the lock screen, of course, you get access to your notification center and control center, like you would normally get. So as you can see, let's just unlock this. Let's open up the settings. The first thing I want to show you is a couple of actual new additions in the beta, in the Golden Master. And the first is the wallpaper edition. So if you go into wallpapers, you go into dynamic, you get a few more dynamic wallpapers here. And if you go into stills, just like this, and scroll down, you get a ton of new wallpapers, and the ones at the bottom are my favorite. I really like a few of these, so I'm definitely going to be using these on my devices. There's a ton to choose from. As you can see, I'm going to go ahead and set this very bright green one as my background for this video. And then the next thing I wanted to show you is the sounds, the ringtones and text sounds. If we just go on here, I'm going to turn my volume up. Hopefully you'll be able to hear through my camera mic, which is shocking. But as you can see, there's just some new additions on the ringtones and text tones. Not particularly groundbreaking, I just thought that I'd mention it. As you can see, if you listen carefully. There we go. Okay, so let's go ahead and walk through Control Center here. As you can see, you get a number of settings along the bottom initially. Here's the flashlight, or the camera. It's basically just the LED on the camera, and you can just toggle that on and off. You get an access to your clock, calculator, and camera, quick access to those. You get a media controls, you get AirDrop. That's a new iOS 7 feature. Basically just it's kind of like old school Bluetooth on devices. And then you get your AirPlay settings to the right there as well. Media controls, brightness settings, just like this, scrollable brightness settings. And then toggles, quick toggles along the top. You get a airplane mode, Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, do not disturb, and auto rotation. Next up is Notification Center, and as you can see, these apps are actually automatically updated. That's a new iOS 7 feature as well. Very, very, very useful. I hate having to update my apps. And as you can see, the notification, you get three kind of panels. You get your missed, your all, and your today notifications. And you can kind of scroll down, manage your day a little bit better than you would have been able to. It's kind of more like a planner than it used to be. Now let's check out multitasking. Gone are the days of the app drawer. Now we have kind of this full page card style multitasking, so you can swipe up to close out of applications. I much prefer the UI. I don't know if it's more functional. I wouldn't say it is really. There's quite a lot of wasted space, to be honest. Maybe they could do something with that in the future, and we'll see what I mean when I check out the iPad version in a little while. But that's, it's definitely a good change, and I do like it. You can close out more than one application at once, and it's quite quick to close them out as well. Next up, we have the folders interface, and as you can see, you can enable paging on your folders. You can have quite a lot of apps in here, which is good. You just drag an app over to the new screen. It seems to me that 3 pages is the maximum you can have. That may well be wrong. I haven't spent too long testing iOS 7 with things like this anyway. All of the animations now on iOS 7 are incredibly smooth. Things like this just are all seamless, and it should be because this is the public release software now. I'm sure most of you are aware that the entire UI of iOS 7 has changed. Pretty much everything has been tweaked or altered. So in the settings, all of the settings has changed. The camera UI has changed. You get a lot more function in here actually than you normally would. So for example, you can take square, you can take panoramic images, you've got live filters just by tapping the little icon down in the bottom right hand corner, and you can actually apply those and see how they look in real time. That's a really nice addition. This will be very good on the iPhone 5S with the improved camera. But now taking a look on the iPad variation, as you can see, it's bigger. I'm sure you're aware of that by now. To be honest, that's the only downside about the iPad variant of iOS 7, is that it literally is just bigger. You don't really get a whole lot more function in the iOS 7 kind of UI for iPad. I'm having trouble pulling up the control center because of the stand I'm using for my iPad right now. But of course you get full control center functionality, full notification center functionality. Everything has landscape and portrait control. There's a ton of wasted space on the multitasking for iPad. It's just an entire view just to change windows. And, you know, I mean, I can see why they've done it like this. It's just bigger, but I would prefer it to be bigger and better. Like, have some actually new additions, new functions that you couldn't do on a smaller screen. That really is what an iPad should be. But to be honest, the UI is very solid. It's a very solid operating system now, and is a pleasure to use. I'm really enjoying iOS 7, both on my iPad and on my iPod. I'll definitely be installing it on my iPhone, possibly once a jailbreak is out for it, but we'll have to see about that. Obviously, on the home screen, you get both a notification center and control center accessibility, just like this. To be honest, guys, that pretty much wraps up iOS 7. There's not an awful lot of new functionality to talk about in the Golden Master Edition, but there is a new lot of functionality all over. I'm a big fan of Control Center, and the new UIs make it somehow easier to use my iOS devices. Let me know your opinions down below in the comments on iOS 7. Do you think it's done enough to maybe make you switch from Android or something similar, or to stop you from changing more importantly? Definitely just drop those comments down below. I'll be trying to respond to as many as possible. Get social with Redmond Pie on all of those links. Those are down below as well. And I will catch you next time.